How's it going, guys? My name is Zach with the Movie Castle, and today we're going to be talking about Blade Runner Black Lotus. This is the animated Blade Runner show on Adult Swim / Crunchyroll. This is Season 1, Episode 2, entitled All We Are Not. This is from November 13th, 2021, same day as Episode 1, and is once again directed by the series developers Kenji Kamiyama and Shinji Aramaki. Sorry if I mispronounced any of those names. This series stars Jessica Henwick, and this time around we actually get a teleplay by Alex De Campi. Alex De Campi, more known in the world of comics, he did a really fun series, Grindhouse Doors Open at Midnight, and he would later go on to do a Tarna solo comic from Heavy Metal, and he would later do a book, Dracula Mother Effer. So he's done a lot of, like his last name implies, campier stuff, more over the top and crazy stuff. So kind of weird to think of him doing Blade Runner, which tends to be more serious. But this episode is a step up, so, hey, good job, Alex. But anyway, I feel this episode, yeah, it is moving in the right direction. Now, don't get me wrong, a lot of the flaws from the episode are still there. It's still the same style animation with the people looking a little plasticky. It's, it's still 3D. The voice acting is still a little off. But overall, we're starting to see our group of main characters form. We're starting to get a better understanding of the mystery. We introduce this new cop character, and this new cop character feels much more like a Blade Runner character, and we're also getting the shady overseer type characters, the shady politicians and businessmen making the robots. We're getting a little bit of those coming in, and those are definitely Blade Runner tropes that make the whole thing feel more like it should, You get, these people at, I'm guessing they're a replicant company, and they're playing Go, and it's an older, sterner businessman and a young programmer who wants to make authentic memories, and they're debating stuff and talking about, the senator and whatnot. And yeah, it is a step in more of the Blade Runner direction, so that was really good to see. It's taking a step in the right direction. It still has a lot of the stuff that people were complaining about from before, but this episode does feel more Blade Runner-y, and it is a little bit better. Not like, not enough to get rid of the stuff that people hated from the first one, but like I said, the first one I felt was okay. It was fine enough, and this is a little bit better, so good to see that. Good to dig into the mystery a little bit more, provide more of a hook. Yeah, this was definitely a step in the right direction, and it's helping everything stabilize. Let's go ahead and talk a bit about that plot. I'm not going to be doing any major spoilers, but I do want to say my piece on some of the plot points and make sure you guys have a basic understanding as to what this show's about. So let's go ahead and dive right in. We open up where we left off last time. The pawn shop guy took Ellie upstairs to this guy who knows a lot about machines, but he's of course depressed, he's an alcoholic, and it's going to take a lot to get him motivated. He of course doesn't want to do the job initially, but the pawn shop guy is his friend and talks him into it, and he takes a look at the data pad and he's like, I think I can get in here, but this is a big hard job. This is gonna take a while. And it appears to just need 6 numbers. I don't know, maybe it's more complicated than that. It's implied it's more complicated than that, but it looks like it just needs 6 numbers. But anyway, he plugs it in, he starts messing with things, and he's trying really hard to get into it, and Ellie's just kind of waiting, and she turns on the TV and sees the news. And on the news is a picture of 2 men, Senator Bannister, and a businessman, and that causes Ellie to have a memory flash. She sees Senator Bannister in the desert being antagonistic to her, and she's in the desert with a couple of other girls. She doesn't know what's going on, but she knows that Bannister is a bad guy. So she quickly goes and talks to the pawn shop guy. Who is that man on the TV right now? tell me who he is. The pawn shop guy explains, and she grabs the data pad and says, I have to go right now. Now, she doesn't really need the data pad for what she's doing, and a large part of me goes, why didn't you just leave that so they can work on it while you're gone? Maybe she doesn't trust these people. I mean, she left the data pad with the pawn shop guy before, but yeah, maybe she just doesn't trust these people enough. She doesn't really need it, and they could have worked on it while she was gone, but whatever. She takes it with them, grabs it out of the cord, and just heads out. So she is going to the senator's hotel room. She apparently finds this guy no problem, and the senator is going to a boxing match, and she has to, steal this weird little three-wheeled car and look up in the sky and follow his speeder to where he's going. She gets to the place and, tries to just talk her way in, and when that doesn't work, quickly disarms everybody because, she knows Kung Fu. So she goes in and she confronts the senator, and the senator drops a few bombshells and a few pieces of the puzzle. Now, of course, we don't know exactly how much of the truth he's telling, and we don't know how many pieces we have in comparison to the whole puzzle, but he does drop a few pieces as to what might have been going on in the desert and what and who Ellie might have been beforehand. So we are getting a few pieces. I won't spoil what they are, but it is, starting to make the mystery a little more intriguing, starting to make you wonder what's going on, and a lot here is going to set in motion the future episodes. So there's the good what happened in the desert mystery angle that's starting to come in more, and Blade Runner needs mystery, In addition to that, we're introduced to a new main character, and she's a really cool character. She's a cop lady, and you get her character introduction where she's arresting this guy at another ramen shop, because, it's Blade Runner, everybody eats ramen, everybody's impoverished, and it's 25 cents a packet. But anyway, she confronts a guy, they have a chase sequence, and you really get to see, okay, this is a cool character, and she, of course, being a cop, is gonna cross paths with Ellie as she starts to, wreck up the place looking for answers, and I have a feeling that this is going to be a case of a TV show that focused on the wrong character. They focus on Ellie because she has that whole amnesia mystery thing, but this cop is much more like a Blade Runner protagonist. She's older, more serious, the voice actress is significantly better, and, she's trying to solve a mystery. Now, she's not an actual Blade Runner, she's just a detective. It would have been cool if she was a Blade Runner, but whatever. But seeing her solve that mystery, and also it would have made Ellie's kind of pop aesthetic, like, that would have seemed like a, an indicator of her as a MacGuffin if all of a sudden, you saw this character that didn't quite fit, go through the screen. And I feel like following a detective and trying to figure out who Ellie was through her perspective would have been better. I think this show should have focused on this detective character, but whatever, that's beside the point. It's too late now. But anyway, she, of course, is going to cross paths with Ellie. Sadly, the first time they meet is kind of this awkward scene where she kind of realizes that that might be the girl she's looking for, and she goes, hey, stop right there, and Ellie goes, no, and just walks away, and she's like, well, I have places to be, and she just leaves. So it's a weird, awkward scene, the first two meet, that she just kind of leaves Ellie and just doesn't care. I don't really know what was up with this scene, so that's not great, but the character is significantly better, and I'm hoping for more of her. Maybe they'll team up or something, I don't know, but more interested in this character than the other ones, But anyway, like I said, I won't spoil the rest of the episode, I'll let you guys watch that, but this does seem to be getting more on the right track. They introduced a new good character, they introduced some shady, evil people, give this series a more defined villain than just some gangsters you meet in the street, and, the mystery, what happened on that day in the desert, unraveling that, following the trail from one person to the other. It seems like it's going in the right direction. It still has the faults of the first episode, but I can see why they played two back-to-back, You play two episodes on the first day, You get people more hooked because you gave them more to watch, but also you're getting the story to a better point to leave them on. You're getting the mystery set up, you're getting better characters. Overall, this is a better place to leave them than just part 1. So I see why they did that. And also we have a good cliffhanger, and we'll have to wonder why the cliffhanger happened and what it means. But, you know, a little bit of that mystery is ruined by the next time on Blade Runner part, but whatever. Anyway, a step up, still has its faults, but fun. Anyway, to everyone who's watched so far, thank you for watching. To everyone who's liked and subscribed, thank you. You really are helping the channel out. I'll leave a relevant playlist on the bottom. If you guys want to see more, you can click there and see more. That should be my Blade Runner playlist, where you can find the first episode as well as things like the first movie, Kurt Russell's Soldier, and a lot of the comics. Anyway, have a good day. I'll see you guys again very, very soon. Relevant playlist on the bottom, Blade Runner playlist. Have a good day now.